Hello guys, welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Today we're going to be changing out an under gravel filter. It's an Asian style under gravel filter, and the soil that's in it is it's not good basically for this type of filter. Let me take this off while I speak to the camera. It's not good for this type of filter because it compacts too much, and that soil is ADA Amazonia powdered. Right, in the beginning when I first used the soil in the filter, it did actually work quite well, and I'll put up some macro footage of some of this powder in some other tanks because I have it in my calcio tank as well, and it's very evident, guys, after time that it compacts and kind of mushes a little bit, which is not good for the type of filtration. I don't think it's that great for a substrate in itself. It's maybe okay for a substrate layer like I think it's probably meant to be used in the first place. But I thought it was a good test, right? I do these tests so that you don't have to, that you can Google it on Google or YouTube or whatever and see, can I use ADA powder with the shrimp tank? And the answer is, I would say no, don't bother doing it. Go for something else, right? So today we're going to be swapping out that filter, and guys, I have to tell you right now, the tank, it wasn't set up with an option to actually change all this stuff after it was set up. The rack itself is just poorly designed, right? I've left myself like this much space. Now the filter itself is about this much space, right? As I said, I'll put up some footage of that tank so you can see for yourself, but it's very, very evident that the filter just isn't working as good as it should be, because the water clarity has always been kind of poor in that tank, and that tells me that the filter simply can't suck the water down through the soil and then back up, right? It's not doing anything, right? And it's something that we need to change. I did originally plan, guys, to do a cull in that tank today, but I think we'll do that first. Let me know in the comment section below if you're enjoying this new format of me showing you stuff I do in my shrimp room as I'm doing it, right? I won't post videos every day, but if I'm going to be doing something and I think that there is content there that I think you would like to see, like today's content, we're going to be changing out this under gravel filter. We're also going to be refilling it as well, guys. I never mentioned that, did I? We're also going to be refilling it with ADA Amazonia 2. So do I have the bag? I do have the bag. Oh, it's a bit heavy. Right, so this is ADA Amazonia 2. This is probably my preferred soil out of all the soils that are available to me, because it's a good size, it is very fertile. And guys, today we're going to be trying to add this into the tank while the shrimp are still there. Now this filter isn't huge, it maybe holds, I don't know, maybe less than a litre of media, and we're going to see how we get on, right? Because I am aware that this is one of the biggest problems in shrimp keeping, is when your filter or your soil is finished, basically your shrimp stop breeding, right? Because the tank runs out of nutrients. You see less biofilm, you see less microfauna, and the tank is basically kaput. So that's what you have in store for today. Cheers! That is better. Guys, let me know in the comment section as well if you like my peaky blinders, as my daughter coined it. If you like my peaky blinders haircut. I cut my own hair. Yes, it's unbelievable. You wouldn't know, would you? Let's get on with this UGF filter replacement video. Right, Shrimp Farm, we have an added issue, an added problem that I've just noticed, and that is that there's actually shrimp in the filter. I just noticed the weight at the back here. When I was filming before, that there's actually small shrimp in the filter. Now I covered this filter months ago, so they must have gotten in there before then, and they are trapped. So how do we do this? I need to remove that entire top layer here safely, and then remove the sponge, and then we have to do all this without killing the shrimp inside. So that is my plan. God, this is going to be difficult. How can we do this? I need to figure out a way how to get this filter from there, because look at the size of the filter, guys, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the size of the filter here, look at the gap. Right, so I need to get that filter up against this glass somehow, and then I need to start removing the soil somehow. Maybe I could siphon it out into a bucket here. Maybe clamp the filter to the glass with a couple of clamps. God, this is going to be difficult. I didn't think it would be this difficult, but hey ho, that's the life of a shrimp keeper. It wouldn't be easy if it wasn't shrimp keeping, would it? Alright, shrimp farm, we have a couple of clamps here. This is going to be mega difficult. I just know it for sure. We have a pipe. I'm trying to think of what else we can do here before we move that filter. Maybe I can try and siphon off that top layer because it's all the way to the top. Remove the plants. Yeah, and we'll just have to see how we go. Alright guys, we have our shrimp net here. Yeah, I can't believe how difficult this is going to be, because look at the space we have to work in. I'm going to just bring all these plants, there's some bits of philandra here, to the front. I'm just going to drop it down the front like this. Shrimp, get out please. And I think what we'll try and do first is try and siphon some of this top layer off, because that's going to be the main issue, I think. Let's see, I have a little siphon tube here. Let's get the water going. Right, and I've held it with my thumb here, guys. So the siphon is on and I can control it with my thumb, on and off. And we're going to see if we can suck up some of this top layer. I would prefer if we got at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 centimeters down before we try to move the filter. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, it is very compacted. It's very, very compacted. It's like a hard layer here, you see it? Let's get as much as we can off without sucking up the shrimp. Yeah, it is mega compacted, I can see. That is surprising. Come on shrimp, beat it. Go away shrimp. Shrimp here doesn't want to go away. Go away. Yeah, it is mega compacted. Let's get this top layer off. Oh my god guys, I can't believe how hard that is. Look, you can't see it, but the layer here it's actually physically hard to push down. And that is 1 centimeter below. Right. Oh yeah, you can break through it, but there's definitely a hard layer there. Beat it shrimp, beat it. Try and get as much of this off as we can. Yeah, it's like hard clay. It was definitely a mistake putting this in. Beat it shrimp. Right, because we're doing it this way guys, we're getting as much of this off as we can. I think I should prepare a new water to go in here as well. I cannot believe how hard that is. Alright, let me get all this loose stuff off. Because maybe we can use that to our advantage that's hard. When I go to try and remove it, it won't just all come out if it's still hard on the top. Alright guys, see, right, so we have another bucket here. The plan with the old soil is to actually reuse it. We're going to use it in some pot plants. I thought that would be a good idea. We need to get the filter over here. And this is always the issue when you have racks and you badly design them. I could have went up at least a few layers with this thing and I didn't do it. Let me see, where is this one going to? On here somewhere, let me see. Pinch the pipe, see which one turns off the filter. So it's that one. Do we have enough cable here to come all the way around? We do. Oh, see when I'm looking in here, guys, I can actually see a shrimp on the inside of the... I think it's a shrimp. Let's see. It is. Look at this. There's a shrimp on the inside there that's trying to get out. Go on, little fella. There it goes. Woo! So that little bit was stopping that guy coming out. Let me just check the inside of this. I'm actually going to put this back on. This little shrimp guard here, because it does work, but I need to put it on before we actually put the filter in the tank. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to work, guys, because it is, God, this is heavy. Look at all the shrimp that's actually on the filter. Yeah, there's a lot of shrimp in there, look at them. Wish they'd beat it. You see, they want all the goodies from underneath all the soil. So there's my opportunity. I can't see any shrimp on it. Let's lift this up. Oh God, it's heavy. Oh, let's empty as much of the water out. Guys, if this is possible here, if that soil doesn't move, oh, I can't believe how heavy this is. It is like 5 kilos, guys. I'm actually wondering if I can get this out of here, you know that? Because it looks bigger than the gap, doesn't it? I wonder if I put this in, drain the tank, and then, yeah, I think I maybe did do that. Right, so that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to take more water out of the tank, pull it out a little bit. What a fuss just to get a filter out. It shows you what a bad design this was for me. Alright, Shrimp Farm, let's see if we can move this a little bit. If we can't, we're screwed. Well, we can move it. There you go. This is all that we needed here to get it out. Bucket here. See if we can get more water out. Now this thing is super heavy. I can't remember it being this heavy before. A little bit more, please. This is such a bad design. What a dumbass mark. There you have it. We have the filter out. I need to put something here. I'll cut this here just for a minute. Alright, Shrimp Farm, I've been looking at this for a few minutes underneath here and I can't see any more shrimp at all. None. So it might have just been that one shrimp that was stuck. Yeah, I can't see any at all. But guys, just to be on the safe side, because there might still be shrimp in there, the way that we've done this and the way that we've pulled this out, right, the water is still very clean in there, you can see it, right? This is going to take me a little while, but I'd rather do it this way than kill shrimp, and that is, I'm actually going to spoon out this stuff, one scoop at a time, into this tub here, and we're going to check the bottom media to see if there is any shrimp in there. Hopefully this won't muddy up the water underneath too much. Right, Shrimp Farm, we have, I would say, 99.9% of the soil out. The water is still pretty clear under here. Right, so what we're going to do next is I'm going to pry out this old sponge filter here. We're going to replace this because this filter was probably too fine as it was before. Right, so I have some blue sponge. I'll cut very finely and we'll use that instead. And yeah, we'll see if we can pull this out in one piece. It would be really nice without making too much of a mess. Look at that. Who would have thought that was all under there? Let's get you over here. Into there. It's just some filter media. Let's quickly scoop this little bit off here, you see it? And the water is reasonably clean still, guys, you see it? Alright, Shrimp Farm, I think the absolute best way for me to do this is just to simply put it in at an angle like this and just pour it into the container. Rip shrimp. Right, and there was a shrimp, look at this. Right there is a little shrimp. Don't see any more. see if we can rescue this little fella here. Little fella. Right, little guy. You're going back in there, did you? Yeah, you're still alive. There he goes. Alright guys, we're going to cut our sponge. Have a nice big piece here. In case you didn't know this already, the best way to cut a sponge is with a bread knife. It's very, very easy to do. Can you guys see? Let me prop you down just a teeny bit more. The best way to do this is with the bread knife. I'm actually just simply going to measure it up with the old one, like this. Let me see, I'll turn it around so we can try and get you guys a little bit of a view. Right, and the way you cut it, guys, is you want to draw it towards yourself. Draw it towards yourself, right? So in, draw it towards. In, draw it towards. In, draw it towards. In, draw it towards. And there you go, there's how you cut sponge. You guys are like, holy mother. Yeah, I know. Right, so we need this to be a certain size. You can see I'm measuring it up. We're going to cut along this line now. Try and do this straight as well. So it's going to be in and draw along. In and draw along. In and draw along. In and draw along. It's not so hard, is it? In and draw along. Right, and you want this to be a little bit of a tight fit. Right, so over there we have our basic size, but obviously it's far too thick. So we're going to have to make it thin. Thinner. So we want, I'm not really fussed about having a thick sponge layer because its sole purpose is to stop the soil going into the bottom compartment. So I'm just going to go down, guys, maybe 2.5 centimeters, 3 centimeters, maybe 1 inch for you Americans. On this part, guys, it's quite important that you make sure that your knife is straight up and down because you don't want to cut this part squint. In and backwards. In and backwards. In and backwards. Just take your time. Watch each cut. In and backwards. Like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going inside a shrimp filter. There's a hole in this one. What the hell? See, there's a little hole here. I wonder what that was from. Look. A hole inside the sponge. That is bizarre. See, a little pocket. No need to be afraid though, because as long as the top's fine. Doesn't it look dandy? Right, and we need to put a little hole in our filter here, in the corner here, you see it? Just for our pipe to go in. This is very easy. Just press down, back a tiny little bit, press down, back a tiny little bit. And guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you get the little hole into it, you can use your fingers. See my wee finger here? Poke it in. Right, so all I've done with mine is I've reused some stuff from a sponge filter, an old sponge filter. Right, and for this one specifically, right, I've taken it apart. You see here, I've taken the whole body off like this, and we're going to thread this up through the bottom, because that bottom bit is going to be into the buttocks. Like so, you see it? And then I'm going to push this part through as well, like so, and then we're going to connect it. Like that, and there you have it, there's how it is connected. Let me push this up like this, just so you can see a little bit better. You get the gist, and it is kind of adjustable a little bit. I need to make sure that this pipe is long enough. Let's push you in. Push you in. See how short the pipe is? So the sponge itself is good. The pipe is just a tad short, you see it? It's barely sticking out. I'm not sure if I have another one of these. It might be okay as long as it is above the soil. You see there, maybe we can add a cap to it as well. Yeah, guys, 1 second. I'll see if I have a little bit longer pipe than this. Yeah, so we found a piece of pipe, which is awesome, makes it longer, but then guys, when I put it all together, this pipe here is actually on the base of the container, which isn't good, right? So I've actually got a lot of this little bit of grate here. I'm going to just push into the corner like this with our little bits like this on top. Let's see if we can wedge that in. We can, right? So we've wedged that into the corner. I put another bit in. And what this will do is it will keep this pipe here, the base, off the ground, right? Well, let's push this in, you'll see what I mean. Let me just fix this bit here. Let's push you in. Now it will all become clear what Mark is talking about. So don't worry about this being squinted, because once we put soil in here it will be fine, but here is what we're talking about here. See this gap here? It needs to be off the base, and it is off the base now. Doesn't look pretty, but this is the back of the tank. And so it will look like this from the front, kinda. Imagine it filled with soil as well. You see what I mean? This filter is going to be, it's going to be awesome. Guys, I actually thought first, right, we would put the filter in first, because it will be easier for me to put gravel in when it's in the tank. Let's just make sure we get all our wee shrimplets out the way. And guys, I'm going to do this very, very slowly, so that any shrimp that is under this when we put it in, we'll be able to move it the way. Right, so here's our filter. Let's get it in. Please work. Thank you very much. Let me have a little look. How many's under there? Yeah, there is quite a few. Let's go under. Of course it wants to float because there's nothing at all in it. So let's grab a bag of soil. Are you not going to play games? Play ball here? Shrimp filter? Yeah, let's go and grab some soil and we'll start putting it in. Alright guys, let's get this ADA Amazonia 2 in here. Now I know a lot of you will be thinking to yourselves, Mark, doesn't this substrate contain ammonia? And it does guys, right? So we're actually going to add prime to the tank as well, and we're also going to be adding some bacteria as well, right? So hopefully that will be enough if we do this properly. Let's see, let's get you in here. So that was 1 scoop, 2 scoop, starting to be weighed down already. 3 scoop. Let's get you over to the corner, little pipe. Four scoop. And guys, it's just a great example of why you should pre-plan your racks and all that kind of stuff, your tanks, pre-plan everything, because this was a mistake I could have avoided, right, if I did it right the first time. I could have avoided this. Still wants the tip. Needs more stuff in it. There you go, it's on the base now, I think. And so I'll have to look back at this video and count how many scoops this has went in. This is like 1/4 of a litre each scoop. Just make sure we get this all nice and lovely. And I don't think I'll go all the way to the top like I did the last one, because that was an issue. It was an issue that was a pain in the ass to try and fix. Like so. Let's get this smoothed out. Shall we get our air supply back on? Where's the air? It's over here. This air won't be visible until we have our water filled up again. But guys, me doing this as well, this should last, it should last a while in this tank. At least a year, I would imagine. That will give us like the extra boost or extra life that we needed from it. So let's get this filled up. We're going to drip it into the tank as well. We'll see how we get on, okay? Right, my lovely shrimp farm, that is the tank pushed back into place. Yeah, there's not much, you know, I was going to say there's not much more for me to do. I need to fix that outlet there, you see it? Because it doesn't have a shrimp safe net on it. Let's do that next. I want to see if this will fit over there first. Oh, it does just. Look at that. Right, and then we need to put it over like this with all this crap in the way. Let's see, can we do it? Can we do it, guys? I can't even see what I'm doing with my hands. Yeah, I think we can do this. We can pull this off. There you go. You see, it's on. It's on enough. That's all I'm saying. It's on enough. Right, let's tighten up just a tad. Let's get this into the middle a bit, this filter. And we'll have to wait on this filling up, which will be a few hours. Alright, so while I wait on that, guys, I have a shrimp room to tidy up. Look how messy the place is. I have stuff everywhere. Buckets on the floor. The lot. Right, so I'll be back in one momentos. Alright, shrimp farm, let's have a little look. It has been a few hours. Looking good, isn't it? We did lose a little bit of soil here when this started to tip. We lost probably about 1/4 of a litre of soil. But all the soil will be mixed in with the soil that's there, and you'll never notice. Like, you would never have known unless I told you guys. But it's going to be much, much clearer. You can see the difference in the tanks when you look at this one compared to that one. This tank will be like this tomorrow. I added probably about 2 mil of prime into the tank as well. Shrimp seem to be fine. They seem to be quite active. Yeah, so there it is. There's how you change soil in a UGF filter with shrimp in the tank. Guys, if you've enjoyed today's show, then please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Happy shrimp keeping, Shrimp Farm.